I do agree that
What
it
are you
hasn't
seeing
happened yet.
once now?
Like, how long is it? Was it in the next 4 months, maybe? My point was before to make it clear that Pulsechain isn't launched because it isn't ready to be launched. But if it happens to be near the capitulation point, yay, I love that. But it's not like Richard is like, it's ready to go, and then we're waiting for, 15,000, Bitcoin or whatever. Now, but is it in the future when that's going to happen? Yeah. Is it could be within the next 4 months? I think perhaps. And could it be like we launch in like a few months? I hope so. And it'd be like perfect market timing for all those people who love market timing. They can say, Richard, time to market. Awesome. Do a victory lap. I don't think it matters, but yay, we're all winners.
Yeah, and again, that's why I specifically just pasted on chat again the picture of the market cycle. I circled the bottom of the floor and the medium of what the end of the bottom, market cycle is. And it's just a good conversation whether, he's trying to time the market or not. It's a debate. It's great. Some say, oh, you're crazy for thinking that. Some say the opposite. But I wouldn't get past anything with Richard, because the debate is, on GitHub, there's like 50, 60, 70 things to get done, but my question is, does all those things got to get done before main launch specifically?
No,
Are
the
they not
answer is no. The answer is no to that question. Some of them, sure, but not all of them, because those are community issues, and some of them are really minor things that are probably maybe going to be ignored anyway. We don't know. They have their own internal list anyway.
Right, and again, and I hate when people get shunned when it comes to like people's perspective or opinion about if he's timing the market or not, because it's a good debate. I mean, at the end of the day, I've said this one before, but ultimately, like, you can say the same, there's a bug and it needs to be fixed for the next 2 or 3 years. That same line. It's the best line, period. Whether he's an actor and he sells it, but it's the easiest sell when somebody says when's main launch. So there's no other better excuse to come up with, even if it's true. Let's just pretend it's real. But yeah, it's real. He's going to easily say, yeah, there's a bug and we're fixing it.
Hey, let's say it's real and believe Richard and not pretend that it's like some conspiracy, which I was just talking about, that he's delaying it on purpose.
So listen, I get you. You're on one side of the debate. No, it's a healthy conversation, but that's what I'm trying to say. In this community, it's okay to talk both sides. It's a perspective, and it should be respected if somebody brought it up.
I mean, you can only go with what we know, right? And what we know is that he said that he's not timing the market. And yes, you can keep arguing that he wouldn't tell you, but then that's all you got, right? You've got nothing but ideas, and we can talk about them all day, but you will not know even if that was the case. So what is really the point of talking about it?
Again, it's easy to say that now, because we've been going down this road for the last year, and there has been good debate, and he's the one that put the fucking carrot in front of everybody talking about 2 weeks. So the exhilaration and the emotion of the probabilities of it might be happening in the next couple of weeks was real until came back online and and shut that off because of a rookie advice from a dev, whatever may have you. This is just play by play, so it's easier to say now.
Again, the reason why a delay because of a bug is so widely accepted as the most likely excuse is because it in itself has a valid reason, right? It's very likely. In my opinion, it's a lot less likely that it's a timing thing, because what if it's a 1.5, 2 year bear market? You don't know. Neither does Richard. As much as you like to think he has a crystal ball, he might know the levels that it will go to, but he doesn't know when.
I disagree with you because he obviously talks about how he timed the market. So he's not stupid. He knows charts. He's a master of charts. He doesn't tell people to trade, but he knows what he's talking about. He didn't time the market. He timed the market of the market top twice. So what I'm saying is your debate, I'm the opposite, because if he can time the top, he can time the bottom, period. So you can't tell me that you can't, let me just, my side, that's all. You can say whatever you want to say. But bottom line is, I think that Richard is hella smart, and he timed the top of Bitcoin before a couple times. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again soon and he makes a tweet, Pulsechain launches or not, and then you're going to be on his nuts and he's going to be like, oh, I told you so. But you can't take that debate away from him because that's him.
Okay, Filipino Super Bowl. So your argument is we're not going to launch until Bitcoin hits the bottom of the market. That's what
nobody said that. Nobody said that, bro.
You're arguing.
I'm not arguing that.
I understand. Like, you're arguing the other side of what I just said, which is reasonable, just so we can have a debate and because we're bored. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
All right, then let's just move on, since that
you can't have one side of the conversation and not have the other, and that's what happens in this community sometimes.
it's all good.
I'm asking you, what is the results? What do you get out of the results is all I'm asking you.
Game theory. It's all about game theory and speculation of what's going on and being in tune. Because what happens if out of nowhere,
Gotcha.
he goes in tomorrow and you're not in tune? You know, what happens if he says, oh, main launch is tomorrow, and you're not on this thread 2 weeks later and you're like, oh my goodness.
Oh, good, man. Appreciate it.
All I know is that we are going to 10,000x way faster than anyone thinks. So Pulsechain is the only place where we're going to have any sense of freedom. But this is where things will be built. Keep the fees low for some time. Everything's getting copied over. But then we're going to copy the world's systems on the Pulsechain. What Ethereum was supposed to be. There's maybe 250 other L1s, but nobody else is doing that. They want to, but they don't have the community, and that was important to build first. And look where we're at now. After all this time, we are on the cusp of something amazing. Richard, what does Richard want to do? He wants to make millionaires out of the right people, the right type of people.
So, you know, I replayed over and over the conversation he was having with that documentary guy when, you know, he was talking about, you know, when would be the best time to, or, you know, how to end Pulse, end the documentary. And the debate was, you end the documentary with Pulse launching, or you end the documentary with Pulse launching 3 or 4 months ago, but there's a new project / you're still early. You know, so that was the debate, and it was like a really good clip over and over again. And him and the director, you know, the director was more pushing, was like, you know, he wants main launch to happen, you know, sooner than later. You can feel it because, you know, he was telling, you know, he's finalizing this and that. But Richard basically said, you know, you're just going to have to wait. We'll see what comes out first, the movie or main launch.
Another thing, we should be grateful. What I can see, the majority of people that have invested in, especially Pulsechain, Pulsex to a certain degree, are hexagons. I know for one thing, hexagons are pretty diamond-handed, and I don't think this is your average launch of a token within a community like we've been proven to be.
Just wanted to say, I don't think there'll be massive dips, as the only Pulse that's available is owned by sacrificers. And we know there were roughly 40,000 sacrificers for Pulse versus 140,000 roughly for Pulsechain, which even if nobody else bought in, which we know that's not going to be the case, that leaves 100,000 wallets that want to obtain Pulse at launch.
Yeah, you meant Pulsex, but yeah, you get my drift.
Yes, Pulsex, correct.
When it comes out, we are going to create so much stuff, and our powers that be are going to enable us to do that. That's what he wants us to do.
If it works as advertised, it's going to absolutely kill it. That's why I don't mind the wait, because I don't want to end up in a Solana situation, right? Not that I think that we will by any stretch of the imagination, but still.